I've always wanted to write a book, whether it's a comic book, some sort of fictional story, or taking in ideas of a TV show I was watching. I've always wanted to tell a story. The easiest way to do this was through books. Books are a completely different medium to movies and video games. They tell something completely original while still being the form of literature. They are the oldest form of literature, going back way before any of us existed. And yet, it's one of those mediums that still exists to this day simply by the powers it gives. Compared to movies, video games, and hell, even music, books have a special novelty that comes with it. It keeps us sharper. It keeps us engaged in the world around us, and in particular, similar books like poems, fiction, or non-fiction will allow us to showcase our mind in a much simple and effective manner, allowing ourselves to look at the world around us in a much brighter way. But the issue is, many of us, I can tell, are miserable. We go through this process of work or school and we don't have the time to read books. But this video isn't about reading books. It's rather to showcase the process. I have been wanting to write a story for years, but for the past year of my life, this season experience, I've been writing physical books. For the first time ever, I've taken book writing as an author seriously. Whether it's my very first book I've written half a year ago, finishing up my second one, or my upcoming third book, while completely original and different to one another, I don't see these books as something that I've personally made. They are my creations, yes, but I see them as some original story that is wholly original. They are unique and they need to be told in a way that many of us have stories to tell. In this video, I'm here to prove why you should write a book, and I'm telling you, this will be the greatest change to your life and will forever fix many of the problems we as a society have. And I can tell, even in this young state, the better you improve on this field, the more natural you'll become as an author. If you don't know me, I'm Arnel Arcega. I'm an author, writer, and educator of the world to make sure that people are diligent. We need to be sharper so we could have smarter people to lead the world around us. And if I want to prosper off books, then you should too. If you want to have the same feeling, you could check out my Instagram down below, and you could work with me so I can personally help you out. With that said, here's to the reasons why you should write a book, and it's why I love the process of it. Going back a few years ago, I've wanted to write a book for so long. I've been writing these script ideas for videos about music and people, and I've always wanted to tell these because I love the storytelling aspect when it comes to albums, music, or even just the process of making a book itself. What you need to know about books in general is that even in the modern age, we can take a more recent example like a beautiful composition of Broken, which is relatively less than a decade old. It still has this relative modern feeling. A lot of authors come from New York, but any author can come from anywhere. And the importance of why these books matter is to simply keep the world grounded in the way we see it. Books have a way of making sure our literature is sharper. If you've been avoiding the world in the past year, then it should be a surprise that many of us are getting dumber by the years. We've seen the statistics, in America at least, and we've seen the process that many people, many adults in particular, are becoming less literate. They become less knowledgeable of the information around us, and by lacking that information, we create a dumber society as a whole. But if we want to improve a society better, then we need to improve ourselves, and this is where you come in. Your importance of your knowledge and what you can share to the world is a fantastic start to why books matter. Books are a completely different medium to movies and video games, and yet I personally say they are the healthiest one, mainly because they have a way of keeping us present. Let's say a movie takes up an hour of our time, and let's say a video game takes up another hour of our time, and let's say you can take up a book for an hour of that time. If you had to be honest, which one's the hardest one to do? It's easily the book you are reading. This is because it's by far the hardest one to sit through. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of time. And by knowing what books matter and why they matter in the first place, you can have the power to engage a specific audience and why you should write a book. Now, coming to this video, you've already known your experience as a writer. You've written some sort of piece sometime before, and you've wanted to tell a story, whether that's about yourself, some fictional story, or just an idea you feel the need to share to the world. In my experience, I've never had the power to write a book. I never had some sort of guide, and while I bought guides recently, I went through my first book just speed blitzing it. I didn't have any help at all. What I simply did was just write the ideas on paper, copied it all down to my computer, and just kept on writing it from there. There wasn't a specific order that I needed to follow. Yes, there was the 3-act structure, which you can check out the video after this one, but there's plenty of ways to look at one full book. A book is completely different to a movie or a video game because you have the space you control. The more you control of your book, the better you can tell your story. And by having that experience involved, it's just being knowledgeable of what you want to tell. You should write a book for the purpose that you need to, not because you have the ability to, but simply because you need to tell this story. You can have the ability, and that's the amazing motivator. Having that motivation to write a book is phenomenal. Open up that Google Doc, that Word doc, or whatever kind of laptop device you're using and just start typing away. Don't make it hard on yourself by writing it all on a piece of paper or using an old typewriter. It doesn't matter. Use the modern age technology we have now and use it to the best of your ability. I'm telling you, why this message matters now more than ever before is because books in 2025 are so easy to make. They're so powerful and anyone can do it. All you have to do then is simply put in the time, put in the effort to look back at the book, whether it's typing it all out for first ideas, typing the ideas out, or hell, just editing the process. You should write a book that matters because the more you focus on that central idea, the better your message will be. Not only will you profit off of this if you price your book off well, but you can also genuinely see the importance that everyone comes. Your book can be something valuable. It may have a potential movie screening. It may get an adaptation in any kind of piece. And knowing how proud that is, that should put a smile on your face. You should be smiling like me right now, just picturing how fruitful and how amazing books can be in the long term. But that's the thing. It's the long term. This is the greatest discipline tactic you will ever see in your life. Writing a book will be the most effective and nuanced way to get across a specific message. But to do this, you need to have an effective message. This is the greatest discipline tactic of all time, in my case, because when I started writing my first book, it felt like a sheer weight off of my shoulders came off. I finally had the story I wanted to tell. And all I did to simply do this was just plan it all out. Some of the greatest ideas ever known to mankind come in the span of a few hours. And writing this book, staring at sometimes just a blank document, will give you the piece that will allow you to just start breathing. It allows you to start telling any kind of story. Remember, your book can be anything. So long as you know how to engage your audience and how to persuade them on the idea, then it doesn't matter what the hell you write. Just write the damn book. It sounds harsh and it sounds truthful, but I'm telling you, this is how you start writing and why you yourself should do it. You have a lot more potential than you possibly think you do. And remember that smile. Picture how wonderful it is to just start writing a book. And yes, sometimes the ideas that come to mind aren't the best. First ideas are not going to be the final ideas, and you're going to change it around. But that's okay. Think about how fun that process is, to look back and see the amount of changes that it once was, and then evolving it, sharing that out to the world, and telling the world that there's plenty of things you don't know, makes you feel powerful in the experience. You are the driver of this situation, and by simply writing it all down, writing every idea down, will give you the greatest discipline tactic of all time. Staying diligent on what you're doing will be phenomenal. But to understand this point, I will break it down in just the biggest, easiest tip as the final expression you need. All you need to do to start writing your book is just write some idea down on a piece of paper. Start with a character, then move to a setting, and then move to the general exposition. You want to build the structure. You need to build the foundation. At least get the characters, the setting, and the message. These are the biggest things you need to see in your book. Whatever the case is, whether it's fictional, non-fictional, or poetic, you can still influence what you're telling simply by planning it all out. From there, keep on evolving the story every little bit, and then you can finally open up that Google Doc and start writing. It doesn't matter how well you write the book. It's just how you express it. Write like you talk and talk like you mean it. Mean every word of that piece of literature, and I guarantee Once you are confident in this process, this will put you on the most effective and improving life you will ever see. If you have this power and if you stay on this path, you will greatly evolve from here. And this is why I've loved the process of writing books. It's been one of my favorite things of all time. And it's why I chose this career in my path. People say books don't make you money, but I can tell you that is a damn lie. If you don't understand how well that can work, then I guarantee you are a complete buffoon. But you made it this far in this video, and I'm sure you have the power it is to start writing. So remember, keep on reading, keep on writing. Continue evolving your work and evolve every single bit. Because the better you become as an author, the more fulfilled you will be. No matter what kind of field you even want to do, just gain the experience to write a book. When you gain that experience, it will be the greatest relief of all time. Your body will be free of just telling this story. And even if it's just a one-time deal, you have something to tell. Even if it's just not even publishing, you could still have a story to tell. And that alone makes you more interesting, attract better people, and make you prouder of the life you live. If you enjoyed this video, continue checking out my other ones. If you enjoyed what you see here, just take in the information required and I can walk you down the steps of how to write a better book. DM me on my Instagram down below. And until next time, keep on reading, keep on writing, take care.